So Laurence, thanks for doing this. Thanks for taking some time. Easy first question for you. And previous job, you were a tennis guy. I know you have a background in golf way back when, but what attracted you to the CEO job for Golf Canada?
Yeah, coming back to Canada was a real opportunity that came for me and my family. I loved being in the tennis business, and professional side of it was really a superb opportunity, and being in the warmer climate. But this opportunity and really making a foundation change, a fundamental change to the sport that I love so much and across Canada was just too great of an opportunity to not go after. And it's been an exciting summer, I can tell you that.
Speaking of across Canada, one of the first things you did is you really built up the old frequent flyer mileage, and you went to countless golf clubs, dozens of golf clubs. What did you learn on that trip that you took in the first couple months, even really before you started formally?
Yeah, I had a chance with our partners, especially our provincial associations and all of our partners across Canada to do a pretty broad listening tour. 9 provinces and over 100 clubs that I sat down with collectively, and it was amazing to see the support for golf in this country.
Was there any one topic that sort of came up again and again that people wanted addressed or wanted just to tell you about?
Well, I think first and foremost, they want to talk about our Canadians on the tours. They want to talk about their guys, their girls who are doing so well. And then they want to talk about our events. They want to talk about the RBC Canadian Open. They want to talk about the CP Women's Open. And then it sort of filters down from there. They want to talk about membership. They really want to talk about what's going on in golf. And I think probably the one big theme is how do these golf clubs, and that's what really was a lot of the conversation, is how do they really continue to bring new membership in?
On a personal level, I'm a new father, relatively new father. I live in the biggest city in the country. I want my kids to play golf in some capacity down the road, but I have concerns about affordability, accessibility, not just Golf Canada, but do you think the industry in this country is doing enough to ensure that there are future generations of avid golfers?
We really pride ourselves on that component, that diversity and inclusion. We've got to do a better job, and we've got some programs that are addressing that. But specifically to your question about Canadians and kids, we have a program called the Future Links by Acura that we're really driving behind and bringing more kids into the game. Our Golf in Schools program is at the highest level it's ever been, and we're going to continue to support that. So one of the big initiatives for us, for all clubs, is how do we bring obstacles down? How do we bring times to play? How do we bring membership levels into affordable areas? How do we bring new members in? How do we bring the elusive millennial golfer into it? And every single club has commented about what they can do in their new approach to bringing new people in. And that's probably in the next year going forward is going to be the biggest impact that we feel we can make. How do we lower obstacles?
The Canadian Open, you're obviously searching for future venues, but what you have said is that you're happy in the GTA, and of course you know criticism is going to come from golf fans in other parts of the country. So what do you say to a golf fan in Vancouver or Montreal or Calgary or any one of a number of large Canadian cities who want to see the Canadian Open but have heard that they're probably not going to?
What we know in working with our partners at the PGA Tour is 95% of the PGA Tour events are held at one location, and they do that for a great reason. They have operational success and economies of scale for knowing the course inside the ropes, but even more so is outside the ropes. And so for us, a fundamental tenet of success is to be in that GTA, to be where a huge demographic of our customer base is, and our partners. You know, RBC is an incredible supporter of golf in this country, and they're based here in Toronto, and they have a huge amount of their customer base, so we want to support that with our partners. We're just also coming off a tremendous event in Ottawa. The CP Women's Open in Ottawa showed there are other parts of this country that are dying for professional golf, and we have that opportunity with the women's event moving around, and we want to spread that across the country. And we have other events. We have over 22 national championships on the amateur side that we want to participate, and they rotate around. It's not the PGA Tour event, but that's only one asset that we can share.
You know, the counter to your point about 95% of PGA Tour events being in one center is 95% of PGA Tour events are more also not national opens.
Correct.
So that's where you're going to get the criticism, people calling it the Toronto Open. That must be difficult to reconcile as you try to move forward.
Yeah, and I think that criticism is fair. I think if I was in Fredericton or I was in Edmonton or Vancouver, you'd say, you know, we want to be able to host that event, and I share that. History has shown that when we've been outside of these areas, we probably haven't done a good enough job in making it have that profound impact outside of this marketplace. We happen to be based here in Oakville, Ontario. Our operational team is here. We know this area. We know this marketplace. It hasn't been where we've been able to show our best color, so to speak. That being said, we're going to make great efforts to share this national championship with the country. We're going to bring more people in from across Canada than we ever have before for 2018. We're going to have a program with our provincial associations to share in this national championships. So while I take that criticism fairly and it's sort of straightforward, we're going to try and put our arms around the national championship and the RBC Canadian Open and make Canada feel proud for it.
Well, I know you've been on the job for a couple of months now, but let me take this opportunity to officially welcome you to the Canadian golf industry, and thanks for doing this, and best of luck moving forward.
Thanks so much, Jason. Appreciate it.